Hi everyone, welcome back to the Geordie View. So Newcastle United take on Arsenal on Sunday at 2 o'clock at St James's Park, and it's live on Sky Sports. So looking at both sides of the last games, Newcastle getting a 1-1 draw against Liverpool. I thought we deserved the point. Um, Joe Willock getting us a equalising stoppage time after Callum Wilson had a goal disallowed. I mean, that handball rule, come on. Yeah, you're changing it for next season, but do it now. As for Arsenal, they lost 2-1 to their former manager Unai Emery's Villarreal in the Europa League semi-final first leg. And yes, I think we're probably playing them at a good time, because I reckon their focus will be mainly on this second leg, because if they win the Europa League, then that can get them back into especially because likelihood is that play Man United in the final. That would get them into the Champions League, and that would make up for, what's been a mess of a season for them by their standards. For me, with Mikel Arteta, I think he took the Arsenal job maybe too soon in his career. I mean, do you really want that to be your first job? Arsenal, they should have went for somebody more experienced, like Allegri or even Ancelotti. But I do hope that I think Arsenal, they're probably written off the league, and I think we've got a good chance against them, because their focus will be on the Europa League, I think. So, but looking at the table now, we've got the chance to move up to 13th if we can get a win here. Crystal Palace lost to Leicester City, so that's helped us. If we win and they lose, then we go above them. I think Crystal Palace have actually got Man City as well. I'm hoping Man City do win the title before they come to St James's Park in a couple of weeks' time. Southampton just got a good point actually level on goal difference and points until tonight, when they got a 1-1 draw off Leicester. Very good point for them, especially going down to 10 men. But of course, we can still overtake them this weekend. Burnley, if we better the result, that's another side we can go above. They did very well last weekend, smashing Wolves 4-0. That would have done the world of good for their goal difference. Brighton, though, could overtake us if they win their game. I think it is against Leeds at home. But if we win this game and then Fulham lose to Chelsea, then for me it's like 12-point gap with 4 games to go. I think any slight hope of us going down looks dead in the water if that was to happen. Anyway, we'll go on to the team news. So for us, Joe Willock is obviously unable to play this game because he's on loan from Arsenal. This is kind of like what I'd like to see him signed up next season for the 20 million. But we've still got Jamal Lascelles, Ryan Fraser, Carl Darlow and Isaac Hayden out. Matt Ritchie will probably be able to play. However, there is some doubt. But if he's not fully fit, I wouldn't risk him for injury. But I am confident he'll play. I think Steve Bruce seems confident he'll play. Fabian Schär is 50-50. I could see him being on the bench for this game, but just the bench. There's no reason to drop the 3 centre-backs at the minute. He did play for the reserves on Monday against Crystal Palace in a 2-0 win. Personally, I'd like to see him in the first team and then hopefully get him a new deal. Especially if Florian Lejeune is going to leave, which I wouldn't be surprised if he did. But as for Arsenal, they've only got a couple of injury doubts. They're both Kieran Tierney and Alexander Lacazette, but both could be back for this game. Both 50-50. So players to watch out for from Arsenal. First one is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Not had his best season, but on his day, he is absolutely deadly. Alexander Lacazette, the top scorer this season, if he does play, scored quite a lot against us. We really got to watch out for him. Again, Kieran Tierney is the next player. Again, that's if he plays, because I do think he's a decent left back, and can help them, going forward on the left hand side. Next up, it's Emile Smith-Rowe, who controversially had his red card overturned against us in the FA Cup and then scored an extra time. Just out of luck, really. I think he's a good young talent. And the final one is Bukayo Saka. I mean, he is another one for the future who I really like the look of. So looking at Arsenal's characteristics. So, strengths are they're good at creating chances through balls, coming from behind, protecting the lead. That doesn't sound good. And defending set pieces. Weaknesses, the main one is the aerial duels. So maybe Andy Carroll could be a good option off the bench, because I wouldn't start him. But maybe we just have to get these crosses in and maybe just get with centre backs up. I think Kieran Clark scored a couple against Arsenal, so you could do so again maybe if. But we're looking at the style. They usually like to play through balls, short passes. They do rotate the 11. I think obviously Arteta will have his focus will be on that second leg against Villarreal. He'll want to save players because, as I mentioned, that'll be the priority, I reckon. Not really aggressive defensively, but the opponents do play aggressively against them. But now we'll get into my starting 11. So, first off, in goal, Martin Dubravka. For me, definitely our best player against Liverpool last weekend. At right wing back, Jacob Murphy. And no reason to drop him. The first centre back, Federico Fernandez, could have had a red card at Anfield last weekend, but still deserves to keep his place. Then, in the middle, centre backs, Kieran Clark, and the last of the three centre backs, Paul Demit, and at left wing back, I'm going to go with Matt Ritchie because I think he will be fully fit. I think he will make the game, but I would start Jamal Lewis if Matt Ritchie isn't fully fit. Into the midfield. First up, I'm going to go with Sean Longstaff, who has been better since coming back into the side. I think we could do with somebody like him for this game. In the middle, John Joe Shelby was better against Liverpool, but it did annoy us when he made that stupid back pass from inside Liverpool half to Dubravka. I mean, Mane could have taken advantage of that, but I thought Shelby, since Joe Willock cannot play, this is kind of like, but for me, if he doesn't perform, then I'd take him back out. And finally, Miguel Almiron, but he needs performance because he hasn't been great in recent games. Liverpool, he struggled. Burnley struggled. And going forward, the two strikers, I'm going to go with Saint-Maximin. He has just been fantastic since coming back in. Probably our best attacking threat against Liverpool. And for me, our best player against Burnley and West Ham. And up top with him, I'm going to go with Callum Wilson. Yeah, Joelinton has got a couple of goals lately, but I feel like Wilson, he is going to be more up for it after having that goal wrongfully chalked off last weekend. And Steve Bruce has hinted that he is going to start him. He is fit enough to do it. So I would start Callum Wilson, and then maybe bring on Joelinton later on in the game. So that's my starting 11. Let us know yours. As for a score prediction, because of Arsenal being in the Europa League, this has come right in the middle of that semi-final tie. I'm going to be optimistic. I'm going to say Newcastle to win the game 2-1. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe to my channel, check out my social media pages in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you there.